And it's something a good segue for us to get into it.
Good.
Is if you look at the United States and Canada, we're uniquely positioned as the epicenter of the worldwide opioid addiction crisis. It really is here. And it's because of the failure of institutions. And you could tell this story all the way through, starting with 1995, when the FDA in the United States approved, and I think in an insane decision, Oxycodone with Big Pharma. And they said that this would be good for public health. They said that there aren't risks of addiction. It's incredibly low. Oxycodone is twice as powerful as heroin, street heroin, right?
It's also the case, by the way, and everyone who's listening should know this, that the probability that you can produce a pharmacological compound that's analgesic and not addictive is very low, right? Because the mechanism of action of analgesic medications is the same mechanism that produces drug-related reward. And so it's very difficult to separate those. Now, you get anti-inflammatories can reduce pain by indirect mechanisms, but if you're directly affecting the systems that cause pain psychopharmacologically, you're going to be using compounds that have a high addiction potential. Even cocaine, which isn't generally used as an analgesic, has analgesic properties because of its psychomotor stimulant properties, and it's seriously abuse, eliciting and dependency eliciting. So, you know, the pharmaceutical companies were lying with regards to the opiates on the most fundamental biological grounds imaginable.
That's right, and it was very well known. I mean, what you're describing is not new science, right?
No,
this is
well established.
Century old.
Yes, the addiction properties for longer than that even maybe, but the actual pharmacology at the neurological level, that's been pretty well established since, I would say, it's probably 50 years at the molecular level.
And so what happened was, the reason it went the way it did was not because of new science and not because of evidence. The mass opioid pandemic that we saw was because of marketing, fundamentally. And large amounts of dollars that were being traded transactionally. And we saw our regulatory bodies, our colleges, or the oversight bodies for physicians. We saw our medical schools. We saw every single institution in the medical world be co-opted by this, and so easily as well.
Now we should explain, just so everybody knows about these colleges, because the terminology is confusing, because people typically think of a college as a university.